Good morning, all, and we will be taking up the registration process under goods and services tax. Moving ahead with this topic, as you all know, that registration is something where you get your own identification number. So when we talk about the indirect tax system in India, we have got the GST implemented in 2017, and since then it has been made mandatory by the government that whosoever wants to uh, get whosoever is taxable under GST, they need to get themselves registered under the GST, and they, after getting the registration, they get the unique identification code, and that is your you can say the identification number for the business for which you have got yourself registered. So as we know very well that when we need to pay tax under GST, there is a GST portal, and under that portal you need to get yourself registered. And once you are registered, you get a identification number, and that identification number is a 15-digit unique number that will be allotted to the taxable person. Now, that taxable person is required to pay off the taxes under that identification number. So that GSTIN will become your identification, will become your identity as per the GST rules and regulations are considered. Now, what is the need for this registration is basically one, that when you get yourself registered, it will give you an identification, it will give you an identity, that you will be identified by the registration number, by the GSTIN provided to you after the registration done. And also it is required so that your compliances can be checked out of that GST number, that whether how much tax has been imposed on you, whether are you able to pay your taxes or not, how much taxes you are paid and how much you are required to pay, is there any backlog or not. Whatever compliances that is being done, that will be done through this GSTIN number only. So that is one way your compliance mechanism can also be checked, that whether you are paying off your taxes as per the time required or not. So there are basic two purposes of it. One, it will give you an identity, that this is the identification number of the taxpayer. And second, through that identification number, it is possible for the authorities to check the compliance, that are you able to comply the whole thing or not. Then let's come to the process, that how this registration process is being done. So under the, it is majorly done under two parts. First part is the you can say submission of the basic information of the business to the portal. So you will have a form, that is GST registration form 1, in which you have two parts. Part 1, that is part A, and then second part, which is part B. So if you want to get yourself registered under the GST, then you need to fill up firstly the part A of the form, that is GST REG 01, registration form 1 is there. You need to fill up the part A, and under that part A you need to give your basic informations related to the business, that is your PAN number, your mobile number, your email address, and to which state or the union territory you belong to. And after filling up all these informations, you need to further submit it to the portal. So when you are ready with such informations under the form, you need to fill up the form and submit it to the portal, so that this application can be further considered. So once this part A is finalized from the part of the person who need to get themselves registered, then this will be submitted to the portal. Moving ahead. Now see, once you have submitted your like details under part A, then through your you can say email ID which you have submitted. Through that email ID you get a OTP, and through that OTP you will get a temporary reference number. Temporary reference number is the reference number given to your application, and once that application will be finalized, you will be allotted with the GSTIN. But till the final registration number has not been allotted to you, till that this temporary reference number will be your identification number or the application number, and accordingly the communication will be done to the applicant with this reference number only. Right. Now, once this Form A has been approved, then you are required to submit the detailed form in the, you can say, the part B of the form. That is the same form for which you have submitted part A. Now you are required to submit part B, and that needs to be properly signed and duly verified through the electronic verification code, and along with all the required documents that need to be submitted as mentioned under the form. And you can do it directly if you are efficient enough. You can do it directly through the portal, or you can take the help of the facilitation center. As you can say, these are the centers set up by the GST authorities, so that it makes the people aware, and it makes the people convenient to file up the things, or you can say do the compliances regarding registration and other issues. So you can do it yourself also, or you can take the help of this facilitation centers and fill up the form. You have to attach all the required documents that is given in the form, and along with that fill it through the portal. Then once you are filling up that form B, and you have given it, provided it to the GST authorities, then you will get a receipt number, or you can get a acknowledgement of a, you can say, your form. That acknowledgement is, you can say, it's a simply communication to you that your application has been received in the GST office, right? Then moving ahead, this application, once the GST authorities will get this application, they will forward it to the proper officer. Proper officer means that somebody, some officer from the GST office will be allotted your particular application. Now, after that, it will become the responsibility of the proper officer to examine the whole application, and along with that, it is the responsibility of the proper officer to study all the documents that has also been attached with it. And if the proper officer is all satisfied with the documents that you have submitted and all the informations that you have submitted in form B, then you will be allotted a GSTIN number within 3 working days of the submission of the application, right? Then, now suppose there is another situation in which the proper officer to whom your application has been allotted is found to be some information is deficient, or some information is missing, or the proper information, proper officer is not fully satisfied with the informations that you have mentioned, or if he is not satisfied with the attached documents that you have given for the application, then it becomes the proper officer's responsibility to call the applicant and ask him to submit the other reference documents for the clarification, and that should be done within 7 days of the receipt of such notice. That whatever is the information required or clarification given, that you need to submit within 7 days of your notice generated. Then if you have provided all the information, and now the proper officer is all satisfied with you, then you will be given a GSTIN number. But there is a one clause here, that if in case there is a discrepancy and the proper officer has asked you to give the clarification for that, and you have provided that clarification to the proper officer as per the demand, then if he is satisfied, he will give you the GST number. But suppose if he is not satisfied, then it is under his power to cancel that application also. So now arises there's two situations here. that as you can read out under H point, if in the case of discrepancy, the applicant does not reply within the stipulated time, shall stand rejected and should be informed to the applicant. You are required to give your information on time. Within the stipulated time, you need to give your information. If you have not provided the information on the within the stipulated time, your application will be rejected. But on the other hand, as the next point says, if proper officer fails to take action within the stipulated time on the submission of document and clarification, the application for registration shall deem to have been accepted. This means that if the fault is on the part of the proper officer, that if proper officer, suppose the what the clarification was required has already been submitted by the applicant within the stipulated time, but the proper officer was not able to take the action within the time limit, then in that case, the application for registration will be considered as approved and now becomes the responsibility of the proper officer to give a GSTIN number. So if any fault on the any discrepancy on the part of the proper officer in reference to replying on time, then in that case it will be considered that the application has been accepted and the GSTIN number has to be allotted. Then last point here says, on approval, a certificate of registration showing the principal base of business, etc. information will be given. So once your application got approved, then in that case, you will be getting a certificate of registration in which it has been clearly mentioned that what is your GSTIN, and along with that, it will be giving you an information that at what place your business is located, plus what all other informations related to your business that will be mentioned in the certificate.